Right behind me, I've got the 2025 Ford F-350 Lariat, which also has the Tremor off-road package. If you guys are new to the channel, my name is Jason and I do reviews on vehicles here in Canada, so reviews just like this. If you love car reviews, truck reviews, SUV reviews, all of that good stuff, be sure to like this video and also subscribe to the channel. And thank you to Mayfield Ford for allowing me to review this beautiful F-350 Lariat. So in today's video, I'm going to be going over the different models that you can get with the F-350s, the safety features that you do get with this particular Lariat here, the engine specs, the exterior, the interior, the infotainment system, and of course, the pricing on this. Now, I'm going to quickly put the window sticker up on the screen right now because this does have the Tremor off-road package added to it and also the Lariat Ultimate package. So I'm going to show you exactly what you get with those. So here is a list of everything that is included with both of these packages, and it does have other optional add-ons as well on this truck. And as I walk around the truck here on the exterior, the interior, you will notice this will be a little bit different than obviously compared to a F-350 Lariat that does not have those two packages. So let's get into it. All right, so with the F-350s, you can get quite a few different models and trims, and this will be the XL, the XLT, the Lariat, the King Ranch, and the Platinum. And also you can pick from different cab configurations, so the regular cab, super cab, and the crew cab, and that will depend on whichever model that you do pick because they don't all come in the same cab style. And also in terms of the bed configuration, you can get the standard size or the extended 8-foot bed, and again that will depend on the different model that you do pick. All right, now in terms of the safety features that you do get with the Lariat model here, this will include the Bliss, which is your blind spot monitoring system with the cross traffic alert and trailer coverage. There's also the pre-collision assist with automatic emergency braking and the reverse sensing system. And like I was mentioning, since this does have the Tremor off-road package, and with the Lariat Ultimate package that this also has, this is going to extend your safety features. All right, now let's talk about what powers this truck because it does have the optional engine added to it, and this is almost a $15,000 option. And this is the 6.7 liter high output Power Stroke V8 turbo diesel B20 engine. And this produces 500 horsepower along with 1,200 pound-foot of torque. Now, in terms of the towing with this particular truck here, you can tow about 18,200 pounds when equipped properly. All right, well, let's start off in the front of this 350, and I think this thing just looks very, very mean, especially in white. And then you'll notice all of the black bits and pieces in gloss black and even the flat black. It all just ties everything together. Now let's check out the bumper here. So you have a body color bumper, of course. You've got the LED fog lights in the corner, also the front safety sensors that do run across. Behind the license plate area, you kind of have like this mini lower grille open area, and then your front recovery hooks in black. And then really you just get into this very unique looking grille area. I love the honeycomb designing and the styling. Now this does come in the typical black plastic look here, as you can see. However, you will notice around the grille and even the lights, I like how like the design kind of goes into the different lines and everything. That piece or that whole thing here is gloss black. So let me show you a close-up. As you can see, gloss black here, and then the typical plastic here. Even your Ford badge is blacked out, and you have a front-facing camera here. And then you get into these super cool, super unique looking LED front lights. I really like how the LED light comes all the way around, and then of course in the center, the top and the bottom, you have your typical lights, and then your turn signal right there. Even on the side here, you do have your marker light. And then if you look inside of the housing, right above the LED light here, you do have this chrome piece that does go all the way around. Again, looks very, very clean. And then on the hood here, you will notice the Super Duty etched in right there. All right, now coming around to the F-350 here, you can really see the size of this thing. It is massive. Now, not as massive as a dually, of course, but still a pretty big truck here. Now up top, one of the things that I was mentioning that this does have added to it, it is the dual pane panoramic sunroof, and I'll show you that inside. It just looks very nice. And even up here, you will notice the clearance lamps up here. Now coming around to the windows, you do have the body color that runs up top here, and then just the typical black plastic rubber look here. However, in the center, you do have the nice shiny gloss black. Door handles do come body color, and then you've got the massive tow mirrors on this. Now this is in the gloss black up top here, and then the just a typical plastic look here. You've got your lights and turn signal, and then underneath, if you notice right there, you do have these side mirror cameras. And as I was mentioning, this does have the 360 camera setup, so I'll show you that once we go inside. Now here's another look of the mirror and how it looks. So you get the two mirrors right there, and I'll show you inside as well once I touch on the door trim. This does extend and you can bring it back in as well, so definitely very helpful when you are towing. Now if you take a look at the bottom, there's also the side step that you do get with this, and then over here you do have a badge, which is the 6.7 liter Power Stroke turbo diesel badge. And then on the fender here you have this massive trim piece that says Lariat, the 350. You've got the gloss black, and then kind of like this cool venting style going on. And then you get into these wheels here. Now these are a part of the Tremor off-road package, and these are upgraded obviously, and these just look stunning. I love the aluminums all the way around, and then the gloss black in the center. Even the center cap here, very unique. I really like the styling of this. And these are your 18-inch black machined Ebony, black machined and painted aluminum wheels. Very nice looking wheels. And if I do take a step back, you can see I think it might be worth getting the Tremor package just based on the wheels. Now coming around to the bed area, this is the standard size, because with the Tremors you cannot get the 8-foot bed. It's just how it's configured. So you do get the standard bed, and you will notice back here you do have an extra step right there, which you can get in and out of the bed pretty easily if you want to pick something out, and it has it on the other side as well. And you do get the Tremor decaling on the back here. All right, now let's come around to the rear of this truck, and you can see the nice looks continue. It's not all that bad. So you get kind of like the similar front bumper type body color, of course, but then at the top here you do have all of the black plastic, just in case you are going to be hopping up here and getting stuff in and out. You don't want to scratch the bumper. But yeah, you do have that. You got your rear safety sensors that are built in, just like the front. And then back here you do have the side steps built in on both of the sides. So a lot of ways that you can get in and out of the bed from here, and even back here. And at the bottom, you will notice your rear hitch, of course. And then by the license plate area, you have all of your outlets and whatnot for your towing needs. And if you look right underneath the truck here, you do have your spare tire. Now moving on to the tailgate area, just like the front hood, you have the Super Duty engraved within the tailgate, another blacked out Ford badge. And then if you look by the tailgate handle area, you got your rear camera and a light. Now let's talk about these lights here. These are LED lights. Really digging the styling of this, like how you have this here and then all the reds, and then here is your sensor that is built into the light. So yeah, that's what the rear lights look like. All right, let's open up the tailgate here and take a look at what we get when we hop in to the bed here. So it is a nice assist opening tailgate here, which is always a good thing to have. And then you will notice as soon as you open it, not only do you have the nice spray-in bed liner, which I'm always a huge fan of if you are getting a truck, makes your life easier, but you kind of have like a mini work surface. Now there'll be cutouts here and pretty much all around for all of your little things that you want to put, tools and whatnot. There's also a measuring area built right in, and in the center here you do have the built-in step. So all you got to do is just press this, and this bad boy just pops out just like that. And you also have an assist handle, so you're not falling all over the place, and you can get in and out with ease. And once you're inside the bed here, you do have your box link stuff all on the corners there. There's also the LED bed lighting on both of the sides, so that's always a nice feature to have as well. And then you'll notice on the rear glass area, the center here is your power sliding rear window. And if you look right up by the light there, you do have a bed camera. All right, let's head into the rear and see what we have going on with this F-350. I really like the interior. Now it's an all black interior with some other pieces that are not in black, of course, which makes this thing stand out. But down here, you do have a generous amount of space here. You've got your water bottle area. Even the plating on the speaker here, very nice. And you do have the Bang & Olufsen sound system with this. And then in the center here, you have more storage space. You have soft touch material here with the contrast stitching in gray. And then up here, you have this unique looking trim. Now, unlike the F-150s, this typically reminds me of like a pair of jeans. But yeah, you can see, as here's a close-up, very nice with the styling and everything. And you have this gray trimming here. You've got this unique trimming right here, and then another water bottle spot, or you can just use it as storage. So all of this, like that piece there, this in there, this in like the gray color, even the plating, all of this stands out a lot. All right, let's check out the rear seats here. So as you can see, very nice seats. These are super comfortable. I really like the perforated middle section, the back section, And if you look at the stitching or the piping, this is in this beautiful brown color. Even the stitching here, I really like the attention to detail on this. Super, super unique. And this seat and the seat all the way down there on the other side do come heated, which is a bonus. And if we go ahead and pull down the center here, you do have your rear cup holders. Now let's go ahead and close this and lift up the rear seat. And you have this massive, massive box back here, which you can fit a ton of things in. You can put your tools here, groceries, gym bags, whatever you need to do and tuck it away out of sight. You can just place it all in here, which I really, really like. All right, now I really don't have to, but I'm gonna jump in back here to show you the legroom and the headroom. With these trucks, you know you're not gonna have any issues with that, but I am gonna show you just for the sake of the video. By the way, here's what the dual pane panoramic sunroof looks like. Very, very stunning. All right, I'm back here. As you can see, the legroom is tremendous, and even this seat can probably be moved more back, but still, I have a ton of legroom. Now, as for the headroom, even though I'm wearing a hat, and for reference, I am 5'11", I have a ton of headspace, no issues at all. All right, now behind the driver and passenger seat, I really like when manufacturers do this. There's no plastic back here. It's all just soft touch material. Very, very nice. And you do have the extra storage spot behind the seat here and the passenger side. Now moving over to the center console here for the rear, you do have your cup holders, chrome trimming all the way around. You got your venting, your heated seat controls, 2 USB ports, and then you have a 120 volt outlet down here. Even this trimming around the venting and everything, very nice. It's very similar to the door handle area here. All right, let's head to the front and see what we are working with. So it's exactly like the rear. The only thing I can see right off the bat is way more space down here, and everything else is identical, other than of course your typical window controls, side mirror controls. Here is the button to extend your mirrors and retract them. And then of course you have your driver memory seat controls. Now let me show you the mirror real quick. If I do want to bring it out, as you can see, very, very convenient, and I can bring it back in as well. All right, now as for the front seats, these are exactly like the rear seats. Very comfortable. Love the perforated middle sections, the brown piping and the stitching. Very, very nice. Now, for the front seats, not only do they come heated, but they are also ventilated. And on the side here is where you will find all of your seat adjustments. So here are the controls. Underneath, you just got your pedals. And then over here on the corner, you do have your hood latch release. Moving up, you have your electronic parking brake. Here is the adjustments for your foot controls. So all of that can be adjusted. And then moving up here, you do have your light, which I was showing you the bed camera. So you can turn that on or off. You got your tailgate open here, your exterior lighting controls, cluster dimmers, and then these side mirror lights. And moving up to the vent area here, very cool looking trimming, like kind of like this brushed aluminum trimming. And then you have the chrome with the US flag, and the steering wheel is manual adjustable. Now I just want to quickly show you something on the cluster area. So once you do open the door, it plays a very nice graphic. So let me show you. So as you can see, the graphic is playing in there, very nice little animation, and even on the screen there, you have an animation. So very nice little touch when you do open up the door. So as you can see, super, super cool. Also, when you do start up the truck, so as soon as I start it, you do have the typical built Ford Tough animation that plays, and then another animation here. And when I go ahead and turn off the truck, another animation plays, which is very unique. All right, now when we enter inside, your dashboard is covered in like the hard plastic. You got the hard soft plastic here, or the material, and then this smooth trim right here. There's also the speaker in the pillar in the corner in the center here, and same thing on the other side. And this has my favorite thing, which is the heads-up display. Not only that, so let me just turn off the truck here, and then I'm gonna restart it. This also has an animation that plays. How cool is that? Look at that, very nice. All right, then we move into this 12-inch fully digital cluster area. I love the setting that it's on right now. Very clean, minimalistic, really nice, I think. But if you do want to play around with it and see all sorts of different information, all of that is controlled right through here. So let's say I press the down arrow, it'll just change to this, and I can just see a whole bunch of information. And also, I love the details on this. If you look at the RPM section and the speed section, kind of reminds me of Gears. So that's a nice little touch that they did. But yeah, information wise, you have no shortage of, because there's just a ton of stuff that can go in, customize, and just view in front of you. All right, as for the steering wheel, this is in the soft touch material, and you do have the gray contrast stitching, plus the steering wheel does come heated, which is a bonus. You've even got more of like this granite trimming at the bottom, and then this texture trimming that goes around on the inside part. You got the blue Ford badge there, and then you have a bunch of controls on this side. So here, you're gonna find all of your cruise control settings, follow distance, lane keep, volume, Bluetooth, and then on the other side, you're gonna have all of your cluster controls. You got your phone control, and then your seat controls. Now, behind the steering wheel is where you will find your high beams, wiper controls, and your indicators. And since this is a diesel, you do have the gear shifter right here rather than where you typically see it over here. All right, now moving to the center armrest area. Again, soft touch material, the nice contrast stitching, and opening this up right here, you do have this tray which you can definitely utilize, and if you don't want to use it, this does pop out just like that. And then inside, you do have a good amount of deep storage space, plus 2 more USB ports. And if you do want to put stuff in here and lock it away, well, you can do that because this does have a lock. Now, right before I show you the center console here, I just want to touch on a few things. So first off, you've got this beautiful trimming right here. Again, you will notice this on the dashboard, very similar, nice and smooth. So I really like that. And then on the side down here, you do have more storage space, and this will be on the passenger side as well. And then when you move on to the center console area here, you have this beautiful, beautiful bezeling. I'm not sure if the camera will pick this up, but this nice textured trimming right there. And then here it is, your center console area. You've got a few things here. First of all, you've got your typical cup holders here, and then you have this massive storage area because you don't have a shifter here. Not only that, I can move this over and fit larger drinks. So I have 4 drink sections here if you do want to utilize those, so definitely a plus. Moving back here, you have more nice trimming, more of that chrome trimming here. And then over here, you have a spot maybe to put your phone, wallet, credit cards, or just small little items. And then opening this section up, you have more space in here and a wireless phone charger. Also, more USB ports. All right, and then you move into this whole section here. There's a bunch of stuff going on. So let me start off from the left side. Down here, you have all of your different drive modes. So you've got your 2 high, 4 high, your lockers, all that good stuff is here. You've got your trailer brake controller right over here, and then right above that you do have your pro trailer controls. And then on the right side you have a 12-volt socket and then a 120-volt outlet. And then in the center down below here you have all of your heating and cooling temperature controls, the heated steering wheel control, heated seat, vented seat, and the same thing for the passenger side. And then the controls up here are all of your touchscreen media controls, and then you have your camera controls, hazards, and traction control. I want to quickly show you the cameras before I forget. So pressing that does pop up this screen on the touchscreen. So you have this nice bird's eye view, the top view, and then you have your front facing camera here. Now if I go ahead and press this, you're going to see a bunch of different angles. So let's go to the first one. This is a full screen. And then you do have this one, which is also a full screen, but a panoramic wide view. And then if I press it again, here is your bed camera that I was mentioning up top. And then right here is your rear camera, which is typical. You've also got the hitch camera, and then your side mirror cameras facing the rear. And then the very last one here, you will notice this little camera with the plus. This is when you do have your trailer connected. Now, one thing I want to show you, if I go back into the cameras, you will notice this little plus sign here above the truck on the bird's eye view. So if I press that, all of this pops up. So I can zoom in to that particular angle, whatever angle I'm looking at, and I can see an up close view. So if you're parking with this or just going to tight spots, very, very helpful. And since we're on the screen here, I'm gonna exit the cameras. Here is the touchscreen. This is your 12-inch touchscreen, and I really like how you have a main screen and then a mini screen off to the side. Now on here, it's very simple and very easy to navigate because all of the things that you do are down here. So the first section is your audio section, which is going to have your AM, FM, Sirius XM, and your Bluetooth audio. The next one is your phone section once you do have it paired. Next will be the navigation that is built in here. Next is your favorite section. So let's say you use certain apps or certain sections a lot, you can definitely put them right here, so they're very easy to access. Next is your app section. Here you're going to find your Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. This even has YouTube. And then under settings, this will be your typical stuff that you can go in and kind of fine tune to your personal liking. And then finally, you have the feature section. Here I think is going to be the most used area just because it has a lot of the good things. So like your driver assistance, these are all your safety features. You can turn them on, off, adjust them however you want. Heading back, the zone lighting. So like I was mentioning on the tailgate, the little light, well, this is what it's for. If I turn this on, I can turn on certain areas at a time. So if I want to do the front, the rear, or I can just do everything all at once. Very nice. And then heading back, finally you got the towing section here, your connection checklist. You can add a trailer and then just really just toggle these options on or off to whatever you want, and then just your owner's manual. Now heading to the little small screen here, if I just press these arrows, it's just gonna go through a bunch of different things that I can see. But if I just press this, it's literally gonna be swipeable. I think this is way easier in my opinion, but yeah, you can see all sorts of different things, not only on the main screen, but on the little screen as well. Now right above the screen, you will notice these two buttons right here. So if I just press the first one, this is your engine brake, as you can see. So that's how you toggle that. And then the second one is your trail control. Now, if you look up top on the dashboard, you do have more open storage space, so you can put definitely more things there. But yeah, you have that as well. Up top, you just got your typical rear view mirror, and then moving further up here, you do have your different aux switches here, because you can definitely attach different accessories and just customize the truck to your liking, and you can have these connected to it. Here you have your sunglasses area, and then here you have your rear power sliding window control. Here is the sunroof control, sunshade control, and then your interior lights. And here is the key fob for this F-350, just your typical Ford key. All right, let's come around to the passenger side and let me show you what you have on this side. So let me go ahead and close this before I spoil it for you. But anyways, you have this nice smooth trim, similar to the one that you saw on this area here, but this looks very, very nice. And then you have Super Duty written right here, and more of like this brushed aluminum trim that I showed you on that vent over there. So it kind of stretches across to the passenger side. Now here, as you probably already saw, this does open up from here. So you kind of have like this hidden compartment or extra storage spot, which you can definitely utilize. And then you have your typical glove compartment space. And here is the window sticker for this F-350. As you can see, it has a ton of different options added to it, and the MSRP that you see is in Canadian dollars. Well, that does it for the review on this 2025 Ford F-350 Lariat with the Tremor off-road package and the Lariat Ultimate package. Let me know in the comments down below, what do you think of this beast?